Well, hello there guys. I'm Liz, the other half of the Adventure Closet, and today we're gonna find out what's in my bag. But I want to show you real quick because I'm probably gonna use this for this scene, but this is a GoPro Hero 9. This is not my department, but I play along. I carry this thing in this hand and I carry my Gossamer Gear LT5 trekking pole in the other hand. And this is where the goods are. Well, this looks like a nice spot for a break. Let's take this thing off. Oh, I dropped something. I am not gentle on my gear. Oh, what did I drop? What's in Liz's bag and what did she drop today? This is a Cobra two-way radio or walkie-talkie. It's a walkie-talkie, guys. Charlie kind of touched on this one in his video, which you should totally watch. But it's just great to keep in touch on trail when we have gaps in between and we're route finding, things like that. So really handy dandy. The bag that I carry for overnights for backpacking, instead of day hiking, I have a day pack, and this is my backpacking backpack. So for multiple nights or just an overnight, this is it. I fit all my gear in this bag. And it is by 6 Moon Designs. It's an ultralight pack. It's their minimalist, which is the most versatile pack that they have. There's so many options for tying cord. I love this pouch in the back for just shoving stuff in. They do have a newer model since I purchased this one. The load capacity is like 35 or 40 pounds, but a lot of people say you can go heavier. Which I probably have at some points, and it rides really well. I don't have pain carrying this pack around. It's been great for me. I love it. But let's move along here. Let's see what's in this pouch. This is a sit pad, and there's something special inside it. There's coffee creamer inside it. I've used it to insulate my coffee creamer because I had it in this container to keep cool, and while we're out here tonight it's going to be cold enough, but yeah, so kind of a weird thing to do, but the foam insulates it. But this is a pad, it weighs nothing. You can use it in spots like this to sit on a log and you don't get your butt dirty. It came with Charlie's pack. He has a Gossamer gear pack, and it fits in the back of it, but I upgraded his so I can have this sit pad, and it's handy. I also put it under my sleep pad at night so that it doesn't slide around inside the tent, which is handy. Cool little tip for you. Let's see here. Oh, this is very important. This is the ditty bag for toilet stuff. So what I have in here is I have toilet paper, I have Ziplocs, we have wet wipes in here. I have the Deuce trowel so that you can dig cat holes in the ground before you do your business, and then you can bury it. And that weighs practically nothing. And then this one, you guys are gonna laugh at me, but this is a portable bidet. So if you run out of toilet paper or you just want to be extra clean and sparkly, you can use this to put some water in it. Yeah, I don't need to explain that. But this kit is very important. Always make sure it's stocked before you hit the trail. So that's all I have in that pocket. This, what I keep here is the Tyvek ground sheet for the tent. It's construction material. It protects the bottom of the tent, and it's super lightweight, durable, and if you wreck it, you just go to the hardware store and buy more Tyvek. So handy dandy. I'm gonna throw it where we're gonna throw down our tent down here. So putting that in place. These are my shoulder straps. I can fit a 16-ounce water bottle here, which is great. So I don't have to stop when I'm hiking and, you know, get a water bottle out of my pack. It's right there. And then the other side fits my phone perfectly. I use my phone for still shots and some detail videos, rock hounding. It's great to have. This is the, again, not my department, the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. I always carry I try to carry two 1-liter bottles of Smart Water. These bottles are great. They're nice and durable, they're light and reusable. So, you know, keep your waist low, and, you know, when you're out filtering water on the trail, those don't break and fall apart and leak on you. They just keep on ticking. Before I get in the main part of my bag, I guess I'll talk about my clothes. My boots, these are my old kind of raggedy boots. I knew we were gonna be going through some mud and through some blowdowns today, so still breaking in my newer ones. So I'm using these, they're Vasques. I love that brand because they have really good traction. I sometimes have balance issues, or, you know, I'll slip on a rock or something. These boots have saved me plenty of times, so I'm pretty set on using Vasque hiking boots. And I do have trail runners, but the trails I like to do, I need boots. Trail runners are not for everybody. This pouch on top of my bag, it's the brain, I guess you would say, of my pack. This is where I put my last minute items that I forgot to pack as I'm leaving the door. So I forgot an extra pair of socks. So I have an extra pair of Darn Tough socks. They're purple with the little silhouettes of mountains on it, so they're cute too. Gotta have cute socks. And, oh, I forgot, I was telling you everything I'm wearing. Gosh. These are REI Peak Jogger prAna brand pants. Super lightweight, they dry out quick if you get wet. And durable. I mean, I take them through, you guys see what we go through. We, you know, are not on neat manicured trails all the time. So handy to have good pants. Just cheap tank top is usually what I'll wear, and a cheap sports bra. I haven't really delved into that world too much of finding the perfect thing. I guess I'm pretty simple with that. I do like button-up shirts because they're lightweight, but they kind of act as a windbreaker. I don't bring a windbreaker hiking. I just have a rain jacket and this Enlightened Equipment Apex jacket. This is, I chose this jacket because it's super lightweight. I think it's like 10 ounces, so very, very lightweight, maybe even less than that. And it's synthetic fiber, so down versus synthetic, we can get really detailed into that, but synthetic, you can get wet and it will still have an R value. It will still, you know, save your life if you need to be kept warm. However, down, meaning duck or goose or whatever, you can't really get it too wet, because once it's wet, it's useless. So I save that for my sleeping bag. Oh, and ex officio underwear, Darn Tough socks. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wear. Let's get in here. Let's get into the nitty gritty. I love this pack that it has the roll top, because I can expand this and fit more stuff in here if I need to. So some trails in our state, you are required to carry a bear can. I prefer a bear bag because it's lighter and more compact. But if I ever needed to, I can totally fit one in here, no problem. And I'm just going to, we have my bag liner here. It's a polysil, I believe. This is kind of a heavy-duty waterproof plastic. Rain was in the forecast, so I didn't want my rain to seep through this bag. My bag, although it's water resistant, is not waterproof. And I've chosen to not get a waterproof bag because they're not as durable, and because I'm jumping over logs and going under logs, I need something that's a tank but still lightweight, and Six Moon Designs filled that for me. What do we have? This is fun. It's like a little grab bag. I didn't even plan to make this video today, so you're gonna see how well or not well I packed. But these are my PETZL Repel gloves. I don't do a lot of mountain climbing, and I would love to. I need to learn some more technical stuff, but I do like to do some bouldering and stuff like that. So, or you know, if there's ropes on certain inclines, it's nice. I have tender hands, so the leather in the gloves definitely help protect my hands. It's great for at camp when you're collecting firewood. You don't get sap stuck to your hands or poked. So these are faithful companions. Take them everywhere. Oh, this is the most ultralight sweatshirt I've ever found. It's Adidas, actually. I don't know what model it is, but I think it's made of merino wool. Super soft and light and helps keep me warm. So this time of year, you need extra layers. Here's another layer. This is my rain jacket. Look how tiny that is. This is super light. We'll add the specs below, but this is Outdoor Research. Their Helium 2 jacket. It weighs nothing, like it could just blow in the wind and it'd be gone. But what I really like about this jacket is it is waterproof for quite a while. It takes a lot of rain before you start feeling anything seep in. And for it not being Gore-Tex or anything, this is an amazing jacket. And the color is called Garnet, which for me, being a rock hand, extra selling point. I mean, it does look like the color of garnet. So pretty. Oh, I got another layer. Okay. This here, I wasn't gonna bring it out, but I'm gonna bring it out. Boop. This is a $5 drugstore poncho. It's practically perfect in every way. I'm a huge advocate of ponchos because when you're sitting at camp, your lap's not getting wet because your poncho's sitting over your lap. Like, whoa, mind-blowing stuff right there. And you don't have to have a backpack cover if it's raining because your poncho goes over your backpack while you're hiking. And this one is nice big size. It's huge, actually. And it has a hood, but it just really does the job. And $5. I'm a gear junkie, and I do not hesitate to spend good money on gear because I know how important it is to the quality of my time out in the wilderness. If my gear's too heavy or it's not adequate, I'm not gonna have a good time. So in the rainy season, I have my rain jacket, I have my tarp, and I also have the Gossamer Gear Ultralight umbrella too. And I didn't feel the need to bring it on this trip, but it is handy. That was cool. Should I do some cool stuff? Woo! I'm not as cool as Charlie like that. You want to know what this is? This is a Helinox Chair Zero, and it weighs a pound. and it's a chair. I mean, need I say more? Charlie talked about his chair in his video. His chair is more comfortable. It can hold a heavier weight. I think the max on this is like 220 or 240. His can go up over 350 pounds. And I have one just like his, and it's an amazing chair. I just am a little bit of a gram weenie, which if you haven't heard that term before, is I like to dial in my gear and get it as light as possible without losing quality. And this chair has been a compromise. His chair is cheaper, definitely higher quality, but this one's lighter and I haven't fallen through it. So yeah, but great purchase. You can get them on Amazon now or at REI. We'll put a link down so you can check it out. And okay, it looks like the next stuff, everything else that's left is my sleep system. Well, besides the tent and the food, which I'll get into, but let's talk about what I sleep in inside the tent. And this is so dialed in and perfect for me. I love my setup. I don't feel the need to upgrade anything here. Let's start with my favorite piece of gear here. This is a Dyneema stuff sack. It's also called Cuban fiber. It's a waterproof bag, which is great because my sleeping bag is down. So if you remember me talking about synthetic versus down, you don't want it to get wet. So while I'm hiking in the rain, I feel good knowing that it's in this bag. But it's a roll top bag, a little bit of Velcro. Zpacks is the brand of my bag. It's the Zpacks Classic, and it's kind of a unique sleeping bag. It's very versatile. There's quilts, and then there's mummy sacks or classic sleeping bags. This kind of fits the bill for everything, and it comes in a cool green color. However, the blue is probably my favorite. I should have got blue. Okay. And it looks like nothing when you first take it out of the bag, but you let the loft kind of build up, the feathers kind of come to life, especially as it heats up, the feathers will pick up. It's a 20-degree bag, and I sleep in it unzipped all the time, like a quilt. So I'll put my feet in the foot box so they're nice and enclosed and warm, and then just kind of lay this over me and use it like a blanket. Or I can do a full zip, and just gotta get the tag in there. And the zipper's nice and quality, so I'm not zipping up the fabric all the time, which is good because it's very thin fabric. This is super ultralight. This is just over a pound, or maybe right at a pound, I think. So that's hardly anything. When you think of, if you go to Walmart and you buy a sleeping bag off the shelf there, you're probably looking at a lucky 5 pounds, but probably more like 8 pounds. So to be able to cut down to just a pound for your sleeping bag is amazing. And it can still be used as a mummy bag. There's some shock cord here, and you can zip it up. It's long enough that I can get my whole body in there. However, I don't like to have my face covered, so I have an option for that, which I'll show you. And look at this pile of stuff. Okay. So nice and compact, and then once you start taking it out, it grows and grows. So this is what I pair with my Zpacks sleeping bag. And this is made by Enlightened Equipment. It's custom made. I picked the colors and everything. It's kind of a different shade of green, but who cares? But it's their Hoodlum, Enlightened Equipment Hoodlum. It's got shock cord on the back, so if it's windy out, like say I'm sitting around the campfire, wind's picking up, I can just pull the shock cord and I'm nice and tucked in, and then I can button it up around my face too. And This also weighs nothing, just a couple ounces. And I've got a Dyneema stuff sack that I purchased separately. It's by Karu Gear. Got it off of Amazon. It's K-A-R-U. And it's pretty ultralight. Haven't had issues with it leaking. So just kind of extra protection for the gear. However, the reason why I went with enlightened equipment and not Zpacks for my hat that I sleep in and use at the fire or at camp, or even I could use it while I'm hiking. But the reason I use enlightened equipment is because it's synthetic versus down. And if I'm using it while I'm hiking, I'm going to be sweating in it. If I'm using it at camp, it could be rained on. So just some insight on why some of my gear is synthetic and some is down. And yeah. This is my pillow. This is the Sea to Summit Aeros pillow ultralight large. And this is an inflatable pillow, and it weighs just a couple ounces. Let me see if it'll say on here. Probably not, but it does the job. It has some fabric on it, so it's nice and soft. It doesn't feel like you're sleeping on a balloon. You can even underinflate it too if you really don't like that balloony effect for pillows, but weighs nothing, does the job. I'm not super picky with pillows, so yeah. And then the final item in my bag, this is the Nemo Tensor sleeping pad. This keeps you up off the ground so you're not sleeping on rocks, which I did for a lot of years. I did not have a sleeping pad. I just had a off the shelf Fred Meyer Walmart sleeping bag and a Coleman tent, and I slept on the ground. But this provides some heat protection. It has an R value of around 3. Yeah, it's just a sleeping pad, air mattress. You blow it up and you can even use it in the water. We've not this one, but I use my other one more often. It's a Big Agnes Air Core. But we've taken this up to lakes and, you know, hiked in and then blew up our mattresses on hot days and went out and floated on the lake and then let them dry so they were dry in the sun by the time it was time to go to bed. So definitely multi-use. They're great to have. I love this thing. And this is the Vortex pump sack. And basically you just kind of get some air in it. You attach this valve to the other valve and roll it up and inflate your sack. So pretty handy. This is my number 2 favorite piece of gear. If it's not my bag, my backpacking bag, it's this one. They're kind of tied. This is a tarp tent lithium double rainbow. This is made out of Cuban fiber or Dyneema, and it's just over a pound. Yeah, just over a pound for a tent. Our last backpacking tent was like 7 pounds. This is a true two-man tent. Me and Charlie fit in it just fine, and then we have room at our feet to put our gear. There's 2 vestibules. I sometimes call them vegetables because it's easier to say than vestibules. I'm a goofball. But this was not cheap. There's, you know, definitely if your budget is lower or, you know, gear is not priority on your list, there's other options. And, you know, definitely I'd love to test some cheaper options out in the future and, you know, maybe get some good ideas for just that anybody can do or, you know, purchase and get out on their own. But this thing is amazing, and I've been really happy with it. Had it almost 2 years now, I think. Yeah, great purchase.
What else is in here?
Oh, food. Usually you want to have your food near the top of your pack so it's easily accessible along with your coat and stuff like that, but my food ends up being the heaviest thing because I have all this ultralight gear. So and I pack the food for me and Charlie because he's carrying a lot of the photography equipment. So that's why I have the tent and the food. And I'm not going to get too crazy into the food here, but I'm going to show you the stuff we bring. So this is a TOAKS 750 milliliter pot, weighs nothing, comes with this case that also acts as a scrubber and a hot pad because these get really hot. I am going to do a mod to this and show you guys eventually on what I do to make it so I can grab this when it's hot. But that's for another video. This is my stove and the lighter. I bring a mini Bic because it's small, lighter weight, again, gram weenie. And this is the BRS3000. It's one of the, I think it's got to be the lightest little stove you can get out there. You just hook it to the top of your can. You guys have seen this a lot in our videos. And this is our isopro fuel, and it just kind of screws in top there, and you got a stove. And it boils really quickly. It's not great for like if you were gonna fry up a fish or a steak or whatever you eat. It's not gonna be good for that. It's just really good for boiling water. And also in there is the rucksack for my LightAF. That's the name of the company. It's a cottage gear company. I like to use cottage gear companies because it's hiking gear made by hikers. It's a bear bag. I can hang this from a tree and get it out of reach of a bear, and it is made out of Dyneema, so it's waterproof and a little bit of smell proof too, to protect things, or protect your food from a hungry bear. Because wouldn't that suck to hike miles out and you get up to get your food and a bear ate it? Okay, and I have two of these. They're GSI mugs. They're great for cold soaking, great for coffee in the morning. They're lightweight, durable. Charlie still has the insulated piece on it. Got nuts in there. But yeah, and then I also keep things like extra Ziplocs in here, so I have like a garbage bag so that I can pack it in, pack it out. I'm not going to leave food garbage up here, or food up here. And then I also keep my toiletries in here, so I have a travel size deodorant, I have my toothbrush, my toothpaste in here, because those are considered food items that can attract animals, so I keep all that stuff in here. Oh, I had more stuff in here. Okay, I just have thermals for at night, base layer. Always good to have a dry pair of pants and a dry shirt. So in case, you get wet or muddy, you always have this dry set that you only use in the tent. And if you have to hike out the next day in it, that's fine. But just so you have something to survive you through the night, in case you do get wet. I used to laugh at people for bringing extra stuff like that, but once you've had enough experience to where that's happened to you, it's not funny anymore. So you do bring that stuff. I could do a whole video on this kit. This is my first aid kit. I've got a little waterproof case with band-aids, painkillers, things like that. I've got a little bit of sunblock. I've got bug spray. I've got a couple carabiners, some rope, some tape. I've got a emergency blanket, which has come in handy to use. I mean, if I ever had an emergency or my down bag got wet, I have that. But it's also worked well when I forgot to bring my Tyvek ground sheet. So so I can still protect my tent. And yeah. Oh, and then my other pocket over here. Let's see here. I've got stuff everywhere. Oh, and I keep my dead batteries. When the GoPro batteries go dead, I throw them on the left side of my side pocket. And then that way I know all the batteries in the right side of my pocket are still good. So I'm not wasting my time figuring out which ones are good and not. And then the final countdown. Oh yeah, gosh, I have a lot of cool stuff with me. It's kind of exciting going through it. Okay, so I have one good battery left. I have a Ziploc bag to keep my snacks dry. I've got some electrolytes, Noon brand, N-U-U-N. I've got a Cliff Bar, and then I have a wrapper from my almond butter I already ate. And this here is another sweet piece of gear. This is the Fenix headlamp. I can't remember what model exactly. We'll put it down below. But this is the brightest headlamp out there that's ultralight. And because I like to go on mines and, you know, occasionally we're on the trail while it's getting dark or it's still dark, it's just nice to make it feel like daylight when you're outside if you need to. But it has lighter settings if you just need a little bit of light because you're going off to use the restroom or something. So I bring this on every hike, day hikes, backpacks. It's always with me. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Go check out Charlie's video. He did a really cool video of what's in his bag. He, you know, gets into more of his photography stuff too, and you know, explain what kind of gear works for him as a bigger guy. And yeah, so it's a good one, and I know he'll make this video good too. He set up all the angles for me so I can talk over here, talk over there, but I think that camera's dead, so who knows. All right, bye now.